not the kind of deception politicians get. This is the kind of reception politicians should get. So I want to thank you first of all for the invitation and for the very, very warm welcome. It's very much appreciated. I've always believed that this was more than about water. It's about much more than that. It's about people being pushed too far. It's about the insiders, the wealthy insiders, always having the inside track. It's about citizens being turned into customers with a view to selling off our assets. And it's about so much more. For me, I was asked to come along today and talk about the water contracts. I think we all know about the water meters at this stage. And I'm trying to keep a little bit of sense in what I say, because to be honest with you, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? There's 8 water meter contracts. They're worth in excess of 60,000 each, and they're paid for out of your pension reserve fund. I was curious about how Dennis O'Brien got some of those contracts. There was so much to consider that what we decided to do. When I say we, I talk about the 2 guys in my office, Anne-Marie McNally and Owen Wilson, who helped me, and I'm very grateful to them. Sierra is a subsidiary of SiteServe. Sierra was sold in February 2012. There was aspects of the sale that I couldn't fathom, and I didn't think you had to be a genius to figure out that there was something that didn't add up. IBRC, as we know, is the former Anglo-Irish Bank and Irish Nationwide. We put in excess of 35 billion euros, 35,000 million euros into that bank of your money. And so we own the assets. They're distressed assets, and we deserve to get every single sultry penny. From those assets, because it is, after all, your money. Mind you, you wouldn't think it was in the courts, but it's your money. So what IBRC did, they told SiteServe to go and sell itself. So what they did was they got KPMG and they got Davy to help them sell that asset. And the company was sold for 48 million. There was 5 million reduced from that. That astonishingly paid the shareholders a 5 million dividend. And you took a loss of 110 million euros. So essentially what happened was, when they went to sell it, they excluded anyone that was involved in the trade. They didn't want them bidding. Now, if you were going to sell something, wouldn't you want to open it up to as wide a group as possible and get the maximum from it? That did not add up for me, and it won't add up for you. And I'm there to represent you. in the Dáil, and getting answers was like pulling hen's teeth. We persisted though. We kept persisting, asking other questions, you know, trying to expand our knowledge on it. And then it bore fruit when we started asking freedom of information questions. And we discovered that it wasn't just us that had concerns about those very things. The officials in the Department of Finance had raised those exact concerns 2 years earlier, and they had told Michael Noonan to go and look for an independent investigation at that stage. That was never done. Not only did they have concerns about that company, but they had concerns about a number of other very large transactions that they didn't think we got the best deal for. So,
leak slip.
So the government decided, there was a big fuss about this then, we had found out this information, we got it out into the public arena, and they decided what they were going to do was, they were going to appoint the special liquidator from KPMG. The same company that was involved in the sale were going to do a review of the sale. I thought they were joking. I thought somebody was winding me up when I heard that, because it wasn't a credible, independent inquiry. It wasn't an inquiry that you'd see through it, just as I could see through it. So basically, the Taoiseach said that if there was the same questions after that review was done, if there was still questions, that he would ask the Controller and Auditor General to do a further review, because the Controller at that stage didn't have the legal authority to do that. So do you know what we did? We tried to help the Taoiseach out on this, and we wrote the legislation. And I went into the Dáil and I introduced the legislation, and I caused a little bit of a fuss. And I think you probably know some of the things that couldn't be reported, that now can be reported after that. We have privilege in the Dáil for one reason, and that is because it's a very deeply democratic thing that we should protect at all costs. So I use that privilege to introduce that and to talk about some of the issues that should be investigated. So really, to cut the long story short, the government have now established an independent inquiry that will report by Christmas, possibly after the general election. But you know what? I think people have their eyes open now, and I know by the support that I've been getting that we have a country that is wide awake. Now, just as I found it difficult to get answers last year on the site serve issue, suddenly this year there's a difficulty. I know Paul Murphy had asked several questions, others, I see Desi Ellis there, others had asked questions about you know, how much, how many people have paid to date. And you know what? You can't get it on freedom of information. It has to be approved. And you know what? If loads of people have paid, if there was 80% of people that had paid, do you know what? They'd be rushing out to tell you. So make up your own mind. You're intelligent people. You make up your own minds about that. So look, I believe in conserving water. I believe we need to fix the pipes. But I also believe that Irish water's days are numbered.